Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Kari and today I'm doing my June TBR. My May wrap-up and haul will be coming a week from the date that this is posted because I am pre-filming and there's basically I can't fit in posting it for Wednesday. So instead you're going to get it a week later. But that aside, I've got a couple of books still left over from May because it took me forever to get through Xenocide, but I'll talk about that in my wrap-up. And therefore I'm going to continue reading those, and then I've got a couple of new books that I would like to get through for June. Let's get started. First is La Sombra del Viento by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. This is in Spanish. It is what I consider a classic anyway, and basically this boy finds a forgotten library, or a library full of a bunch of forgotten books in World War II, Spain. This is definitely going to take me a longer amount of time because it is in my second language, and my second language is very rusty right now. However, I remember more than I think in the 10 pages that I've read so far, so I will be slowly working my way through this one. Next we have Good Omens, which I technically haven't started yet, but I'm going to start this weekend, by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. This is apparently about the end of the world, except there's one little hitch. They lost the Antichrist. Personally, that seems like a big thing, but basically this story is them trying to find the Antichrist because he's vital to this end of the world business. I also know that there is an adaptation, a TV series, coming out on the 31st of May, which is part of the reason I'm reading it. I've owned it for a while, and a TV adaptation with David Tennant seems like a great reason to start it now. Then we have The Winter of the Witch by Catherine Arden. The dust jacket is off because I'm currently reading it. I am maybe a quarter of the way through this book and love it so far. I love the atmosphere that Catherine Arden does in these books. This is the third in her Winter Night Chronicles trilogy that starts with The Bear and the Nightingale and goes on to The Girl in the Tower. This is the third one, so I can't really say a whole lot, but we follow our main character, Vasya, who can see household demons. They're spelled C-H-Y-E-R-T-I. In my head I've been pronouncing it Chiarti, but that is very likely wrong. So that's how you spell it. And basically it's her seeing these household demons versus most of the rest of the world not seeing them. And orthodoxy and all that fun stuff. Love it. Like I said, the atmosphere is one of my favorite parts. And then I'm going to be finishing Voyager by Diana Gabaldon, which I'm sure you're very sick of seeing on my TBRs because I'm a little sick of having it on my TBR. This has been on my TBR probably for about 3 months now, since February, so maybe 4. I have been at 100 pages for a while because I have to be in the mood for these books, and when I'm in the mood I just binge them because they're good. They're just kind of, you know, backup books, at least for me. But I'm going to finish this book this month, so watch out for that. And then the ones that I'm going to read that you haven't seen are The Man in the Iron Mask by Alexandre Dumas, first of all. This one is a story about a French king who has a prisoner on whom there is an iron mask. Beyond that, I don't really know much. I can tell you the DuckTales adaptation of it, which I'm sure is very helpful to everybody. But that's about all I know. So I'm excited to read the source material for the DuckTales episode. Next I want to read Gathering Darkness by Morgan Rhodes. This is the third in her Fallen Kingdom series. I meant to finish the series back in January, and I have a hard time pushing myself through this series. So I'm just gonna sit down one weekend and read this book, and then in July probably I'll read the last one that I own. But this is the third, like I said, in the Fallen Kingdom series. It has been touted as a YA Game of Thrones. Judgment is still out, or rather the jury is still out. This one, there's rebels and princesses and politics, and it's fine. And then the last one that I'm going to say I'm going to read in June, because we all know that TBRs have not been my friends this year, so hopefully I can actually get through this one, and that is Nocturna by Maya Motain. This is, first of all, beautiful cover. Second of all, it is a fantasy about a face shifter who gets caught by a mobster and has to steal something from Castellan's royal palace. It kind of sounds like it's set in a combination of ancient Rome and medieval Spain. That could be just me, but the map also looks like it, so I'm intrigued for that reason alone, but also it sounds good. Those are the books I'm hoping to read in June. Like I said, I'll be posting another video in about a week, just as a heads up. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week. Bye!